welcome back to the channel. Slightly harder than it looks question today, one from the what's called Kangaroo Pink series, so the second round of the National Maths Challenge that we do in the UK. It's one of those that if you know the techniques, it's not too bad, but either way, pause the video, try and recreate the sketch as much as you can, take a screenshot or draw on it as you wish. I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. Okay, so as discussed, a slightly harder question than it actually appears. Firstly, it looks like it's a square, but it tells you within the question that it is indeed a rectangle. So that's a mistake not to make and somewhere to be careful with. The second thing, statement to the very obvious, but these are of course circles. And when we've got circles, we need to consider the radius of the circle, the radii of the many circles. And of course, because the circles are, as it says here, somewhere identical, well, that means all the radii are the same. So if I just note these radii here and set the first bit up, I can see that all these 6 radii are the same. Coincidentally, the length of the rectangle at the top is 6 centimeters. So that means each of my radii is going to be 1. So I've started off with something quite useful. So each of these are going to be 1. Now I'm going to then take this away just so I can sort of demonstrate the rest of what I need. What am I trying to work out? I'm trying to work out the height of this shape here. In order to work out the height, well, I can see that's 1 radii, so that's good, so that's 1. And I can see down here, I've got another radii down here, so that's 1 as well. And then I have a problem because these aren't, as in, I can't join these up. They don't join up nice and easily. I need another method to do it. And these circles are obviously here for a reason. Now, there's a few ways I could do this next step, but I'm going to do it this way here, is I'm going to join up these points across here, and I'm going to join up these centers, I should say, across here. So now the question is, what is the height of the rectangle, where I know there's 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom, and a height of an equilateral triangle in the middle. Now another point that's subtle but really important to note with these questions, when circles touch, and typically it says here fitting together tightly, but typically they use the word touch to highlight this is happening. When circles touch, they do so at a tangent. So in other words, they just touch each other at one point, which means these radii, which remember again are actually a length of 1, are continuous. So the side of this triangle here, if I redraw the triangle down here, so the side of this triangle, the side of the triangle on the left is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 radii. The side of the triangle at the top is 1, 2, 3, 4 radii. The side of the triangle down here, I have an equilateral triangle, which again might have been obvious, but you do need to be careful to check these things. And I need the height of this triangle here. Now, terrible drawing aside, the height of this equilateral triangle, let's call it h for the sake of ease. Now, a few ways again of doing this. So I could use a few rules that you may have learned along the way, but I'm just going to nice and easily split the triangle to 2. So that's 2 there, and that's 4 there. So using Pythagoras, the length of this side here is going to be 4 squared minus 2 squared, which is the same as the square root of 12, which is the same as 2 root 3. And I've pretty much done it because I've worked out that this length here is 2 root 3. So I've got my 2 root 3 for my triangle. I add on 1 radii at the top, 1 radii at the bottom, and I get 2, and my total is 2 root 3 plus 2. Again, relatively straightforward question as long as you know the tricks or the ways to approach circle questions. As ever, helps the channel really start to see other eyes. Like and subscribe, please. I'll be back again tomorrow.